Yay! We're live, I think. Hang on, I need to move some things around. Crap. Oh god, I have so much stuff. I need to clean up my room. Like, fuck. I think I mentioned this several times and I just haven't gone to it. Because it's like, it's not bad enough that I need to do it right away, but it's bad enough that I should have done it like a while ago. Everything is so unorganized, man. What if I just do a cleaning room stream? If no one shows up, like, what consequence do I have, right? I can do whatever the hell I want. Fuck you guys. Man. Okay. I might do that, honestly. Because everything's such a mess. At the very least, I just need to, like, move some things around. I have so many books, man. I should, like, donate some of them. Especially the ones I don't use. I have these postcards that I don't use, really. If I'm gonna donate a book, I'll definitely donate The Alchemist. Because let me just say, I fucking hated that book. Okay, so a little backstory, I guess. Long time ago, when I was a itsy bitsy human being, I had to read that for high school. And how so? Like, I'm just gonna complain about it, but I'll also just say it's been like however many years. I think at this rate we're getting close to like a close close to like something. Fuck. How long ago was it? Has it been 10 years yet? I don't know. God, I'm fucking aging. Holy shit. Also, there's like a sticky note which I have, which is like basic game things I need to make sure like work in order to like have an RPG game working. Because I wasn't using RPG Maker at the time. I was using Wolf RPG Maker, and I accidentally crashed a bunch of things. So those like the basic shit was like very important. Does your game have a menu screen? Cause let me just tell you, my game didn't have a menu screen for a bit. Yeah, but things like that. So my biggest complaint was probably the messaging, right? Or like also the characters. The characters were fucking insufferable. Like they were just unnecessarily rude the whole time. Like I remember when the alchemist was first like introduced, and he was introduced like a good 65% into like the story. I was like the pacing was shit. The lesson I just did not agree with and I did not like, and the characters just were not pleasant to read about. Like fuck, there were good moments, but those were just moments, and I had to slog through it for the assignment. I was also the only person who read it because it was a summer reading assignment, right? I like reading, so I was willing to give it a shot, and I tried everything I could to enjoy it more. Like I read it out loud and tried to do voice acting for it, but like this character fucking meanders around more than me, like, and I meander around like fucking hell, bro. You know how many streams I just ramble on and never get to the goddamn point? Like he does that too, but he does it in like for 40 pages. At least for me, like at least for me, I don't stay on the same goddamn topic for 40 fucking pages. I just never stay on a topic. So I have like the opposite problem. I'm annoying. Like if I was a character you would read about, you probably would find me annoying. But like at least I wasn't just fucking like I fucking hated it. Do I wanna? Okay, so my plan for this stream was to continue on. Which one? Wait, which one was the notebook? I don't remember which one it was. You know what? I'm just gonna close everything down just to be. Oh shit! Not that one. Just to make sure. No, it wasn't here. It wasn't here. No. Here. Yeah. Okay. And then we expand this. Data conflict. This node has received conflicting updates from multiple devices. Correct. That's weird. I haven't done anything. At least I don't think so. I should have updated it more, but I didn't. So I don't think this really applies. Okay, let me full screen it. Yay. Okay. Oh yeah, I forgot. I muted this. I'm gonna unmute that and let me see. It's this one. Yay! Okay. Yay. So, we have made no progress. I said I would do it off stream. Wait, has it captured? Okay, I think it's just delayed. Yeah, okay. I was worried for a second. I'm looking at the thing from my other monitor to make sure like the stream is working. Okay. I am supposed to use this also for audio tracking to make sure everything's like audible, but I haven't done that in a while because it's kind of like I never had a problem before, so theoretically I won't have a problem now, right? I should though. Oh shit, I need to like clean up more. I just realized, like, holy crap, everything is a mess. I used to be way more organized and better at keeping up with things, but I have been shit with that recently. Like, one thing is, in my family, I used to be really good at keeping things clean and keeping things organized. Like, out of everyone in the family, I was the only person who probably liked cleaning, but I wasn't very active in it. Like, I didn't take care of the house like my mom did, right? My mom, she actually cared about making the house look presentable. I only did it to I don't know, when I'm in cleaning mode, or like everything has to have an order. And like, I don't know if I talked about this before, but it's kind of like if things don't have a specific order to things, like things have to be in a certain place. Everything has to be correct, or else everything is going to chaos and everything should die. Like, there's something wrong with me. Like, it was a big problem when I was younger because if things were not in the correct place or in the correct order, I would freak out and I would just start crying. I remember my cousin, he did like a favor for me, or like, I guess, no, he's not my cousin, he's like a family friend, more like, he's the son of a family friend, I guess. Yeah, he's not my cousin because I remember my mom wanted me to marry him at one point. But I said no because he's my cousin. And she's like, he's not your fucking cousin. He's never been your fucking cousin. But I was like, no, to me he's my cousin. Like, his mom feels like my aunt. And you tell me to treat her like an aunt. So why can't I treat him like a cousin? No, stop that. I don't understand you, Mom. But yeah, like, he did me a huge favor, right? Like, he helped, like, help me set up a new computer, and he bought me a graphics card. And I don't know if you know this, but graphic cards are very expensive. Hang on, let me search up how expensive a graphics card is. Graphics card. Okay. So what? Honestly, it's hard for me to give like a good estimate, but of what he bought me specifically. But like some of the lower ones. Wait, the graphic cards are the fans? Like those things? That's the graphics card? What the fuck? I thought it was that thing. No, I guess that's a CPU. Oh wait, or is it that thing? What the fuck is a graphics card? It's the fans? That's what they were? I thought those were just fans. Oh my fucking god, I'm stupid. Okay, so on the lower end, around 250. And let me see. So the one, oh my god. So mine has 3 fans. So at the very least, it's either $300 or at the very most, and hopefully at the very most, $1,000. But either way, point being is he did such a huge thing for me, and like any normal person should be extremely grateful and not be a bitch, right? Now, I'm not a normal person. So, like, basically, the fact that I had to move a lot of things that were in place already, like, from my room, like, I just broke down crying. Like, I was like, no, I don't even want the better computer. I'd rather have the computer that cannot run Google Chrome. like, my old computer was so bad it could not run Google Chrome. Like, it would take a good 10 minutes for Google Chrome to start running. I couldn't even Google anything. And this was years ago, bro. This was like, Google is kind of bad now, but back then it was like great, amazing. So I was just bitching and I was like, no, everything's out of order now. My order! The order! Like, my book bag had to be in a specific place. My clothes had to be organized in a specific way. Like, this had to be in a specific area. This had to be in a specific area. This needed to be, like, a specific thing. If it was not that, I would just start freaking out, right? I would be like, no, this is not how it's supposed to be! I was a little brat. I was a little shit. And I was way too old to be acting like that as well. So, like, a lot of people say they think I'm autistic or, like, some kind of neurodivergent. I have no idea. I have never gotten it checked. So, like, pretty much all I can say is I don't fucking know. Like, I don't consider asking, like, the doctor or whatever, but I don't know how. Like, it is so hard to ask anything mental related. Like, I swear to God, the one time I was able to get therapy was, like, when I was, like, 13, and I was, like, and, like, I don't know, like, and then after, but, like, when I genuinely go there and ask for help, specifically, because it's like, oh, at this point, I do need help, I, like, genuinely need help, bro, every single time, everything goes horribly wrong, nothing ever works. Like, not like horribly wrong, but it's like a thing, and like things don't work out, and it's like hard to like get help. But anyways, what am I supposed to be studying? Fuck. Hang on, I want to have my friends online. Actually no. Okay. So I have a friend. We're planning on playing Cooking Companions and Dread Weights together, and when we do that, the goal is, okay. So for me, I'm supposed to go in, or like, what I want to do is I want to go in knowing everything ahead of time. Because I kind of already know everything ahead of time. Like, I played through both of them, like, with someone else. And, so I already know how the game is gonna go. Secondly, when Cooking Companions first came out, I watched a lot of theory videos, and I watched a decent amount of videos about the game. And I kind of know the general gist of what's going on. Though, if I'm gonna, like, though for the second game, currently nothing is really out. Like, it's slowly gaining stuff, but it, like, no one's playing it, right? Like, I've seen, Alt Horror Tab play it, and I've seen Manly Badass Hero play it, but other than that, I haven't seen many people play it. Every time I search up, like, Dreadweight, like, gameplay, it's just the demo, right? Like, MatPat played the demo, but I haven't seen him play, like, the new game. Cub Scout played the demo, but I haven't seen him play the new game. Things like that, right? And there's just fucking no content out there. And I think that messes things up a little bit because, wait, what the? Oh, shit. Okay. Because, there's no content out there, people get recommended my content. Like, I've seen, like, these get pretty decent in, like, searches or whatever, but also really bad retention time, and that's because, like, I'm just blabbing, I'm just fucking around and just, like, trying to have fun. So with these, so I want to specifically look into Baba Yaga's myth itself. Now, one thing is, for Cooking Companions, I don't know how much I should look into it. Like, I think searching it more up would help in the future, because, what's it called? this seems like there is plans for more games to come out, but but like not confirmed plans. So it's kind of like a if things go well, I guess. What's it called? If things go well, theoretically we'll get like a third game. So while game like I've seen on Twitter, or I don't know if it was Twitter, but somewhere, someone said, "Wait, this is a link." Oh, oh crap. Yeah, I copied that from like Wikipedia. Um, if we get a third game, I think it would be helpful to know as much as we can about Baba Yaga, since they've been the main character. They're the main character for the first game. They're a pretty important character, like main antagonist and somewhat like secondary protagonist in Dreadweights. Theoretically, the third game they're going to be a major part, especially since at the end of the second game, like Potato's like, all right, where you want to go next? Take down the rest of the witches. Gotcha. Seems like that would be difficult, but all right, I don't mind. So yeah, but for the most part, what we need to know about cooking companions and how Baba Yaga relates to that has been solved already. Like, I don't know, like, if there's like any other videos that you would really need to watch, but cooking companions kind of said like the MatPat video is pretty much like all you really need to know, and like pretty much everything in it is correct. Um, though I do, for cooking companions specifically, I played that a long time ago. So I don't really remember the full details of everything. If possible, I might do like a solo stream of the game by myself after like playing with my friend, so I can make sure I get all the notes. I'll also try to do it in like the broadest of day, cuz I'm not doing that at night. Most of my streams are technically at midnight for me, so okay. Enough blabbing. I'm so sorry. I'm just wasting so much time. Wait, I forgot. Baba Yaga is apparently a John Wick movie. Mythology, stories, BBC. Aircraft? It's a fucking aircraft? They call him Baba Yaga. What? Okay, so I don't think it's gonna be very helpful to like. Wait. Hang on. Okay. Spirited Away. Hang on. Hang on. Hang on. TV tropes, maybe? No Fate. Haku. No. Yubaba. Okay, so that's actually kind of interesting, though. It seems like, are they based off of Baba Yaga or something? Her name also brings to mind Baba Yaga, the famous witch from Slavic folklore. Okay, that's actually kind of interesting. Like, I've only really knew about Baba Yaga from, what's it called, Cooking Companions, or like that's when I first heard of her, really. But it seems like, in terms of like folklore and like inspiration to stories, like she is hella important. Like she's kind of everywhere, and I just never realized it. Like I watched Spirited Away when I was like 9. Holy shit! And it turns out she was kind of referenced in it, like that. Like Spirited Away is like Japanese as well, so it was kind of like damn. I mean, like, that's not to say like cross culture and stuff like that. Like things can be inspired by like many different cultures, even if you're not a part of the culture. But like, holy hell, it's kind of like a weird thing to look at. Common antagonists in Slavic, known for kidnapping and eating children. Huh. The character Baba Yaga has made in pop culture and modern works. The Frog Princess? Hmm. Okay. So I guess we can focus on that. Because the thing is, it doesn't look like Baba Yaga herself is has a featured story where she is the main character. She's always in the antagonist role. So I think we didn't read Vasilisa the Beautiful last time, so I guess that's where we start. Like it's spread across like multiple stories, so I feel like I'm gonna have to read multiple things and sort of summarize things, right? But at the same time, yeah, I had a feeling. As a child, one thing, oh, Ivan is a handsome prince. The Frog Princess. Etymology, folklore. Okay, Russian grammar. Yeah, that's like mentioned in the Wikipedia. That's the first place where she appears. On it. Okay, so as I know, I feel worried about how to research things because like I know you're always supposed to look at like primary or like try to find primary sources and stuff like that, but like I also like the thing is it's kind of like researching my own way and doing it like correctly and professionally. Like I don't think I'm doing research correct, if that makes sense. um this kind of wants me this brings me to like several different topics I want to talk about, but we're not going to get there. But I'm just looking like so far I have looked at like I've tried looking at like the books themselves. If like they mention a book by name, I'll look for that. And also several wiki pages, and that's like the thing I'm worried about. Is like I feel like the things I'm looking at are not good things to be looking at, right? Like I feel like going to the fairy tale fandom is a weird place to research things, but it like is information and it like gives me places to start, so it helps. So it's kind of like it feels weird because every single time teachers are always like, "Oh, you cannot use like Wikipedia as like a research," or like, "Oh, just go to like the sources." Like people say, "Oh, but you can go to the sources on Wikipedia," but it's kind of like Wikipedia is kind of like a basic bare bones, easy research thing. that you can just look at and like, yes, anyone can edit it, but it's not like you can't fact check it. You just gotta like Google some of the information and like double check things on different sources. So I feel like looking at maybe TV tropes and like the fairy tale fandom, the Wikipedia, those are all bad places to get research from, but I feel like it's a good starting point. We have been doing nothing but starting out. God. I said I was planning on going to a library and doing further research, but I want to have my basic research be as nice as possible. And then once that is done, like have enough research done that I can potentially, do further research in like libraries and groups. Like I want to look for people who know more information and then talk to them and then like make further things. Like I want to be able to have like a full-on research paper. Like this is just gonna be like my notes. Like this is literally a notebook, right? But I want to be able to make a PDF of everything, and then like have it so that people can just look at it, right? And then they have like a sort of good enough knowledge, and then they can like of like the folklore and stuff like that, and then they could go into like potentially the third game and understand what's going on, because okay, so one thing is it does say that Baba Yaga has sisters, right? There's 2 of them at least, and if not that, then there's like probably more witches out there. And I think, okay, so either the third game is them going to a specific area. Okay, so at the end of the game, Potato says, that's going to be a lot harder than like handling Kurt, right? And Kurt, he's like a pretty strong supernatural being anyways, but he is more like he's just immortal. Oh my god, the fans are going off. Oh shit. Like he's a immortal supernatural being, but he's not exactly like difficult. It's pretty much the most difficult person to deal with within the group was Gazella. So when Potato was like, "Oh, you should be worried about like what you're going to do next," one thing Baba Yaga mentions was guns, right? She was like, "Oh, Gazella taught me that guns are nothing to be feared. So maybe we're going to America." That's one theory. Like, Manly said that. Manly was like, "Oh, are we going to America next?" Especially since, like, Potatoes was listing off the A's for, like, places to visit. But another theory is maybe they'll go, like, fight the other witches. And I think that's what Alt-Tab Horror said. I think that's what she said. But for me, I don't really know. Like, I kind of don't really know what to make of the ending just yet. Maybe with further research, I'll have something I can say. I feel bad because it's like I kind of get that this game is like has so much going on and I just know none of it, and like when I try to research it, it's like so like I'm like struggling so much. And that's probably because like I'm also talking a lot. Like I'm trying to make like because I'm on stream and on camera, it makes me want to talk more. Like even though I kind of want to say like, oh, this is gonna be minimum talking, we're just gonna focus on studying, I'm not very good at that. Like once the stream is on, I just like have like, I don't know, I go streamer mode. I just want to talk a lot, right? And I think because of that, I don't really do a good job with like staying focused, unfortunately, which makes it bad for like the stream. We also need to like search up the real world like history behind everything, and kind of like I think at the like okay, I'm gonna be honest. I think like Alt-Tab Horror, like everything she said is right, or not everything, but a good chunk of things are right, especially about the real world and stuff. Like Dimitri saying, "Oh, he's from the east," like that kind of points that, like, at the time I didn't really understand what that meant, And I kind of just thought like he was just vaguely saying like East Europe or something, and now it's kind of like, he's just being vague. Maybe he didn't want to like give too much about his like identity or whatever. But no, like apparently, okay, so everything they talk about, nothing is really made up. Like, what is happening is obviously fictional, but everything they talk about, nothing is like made for the story, if that makes sense. Like, the show that Gazella likes, Sandman, is a real show. Not to mention, like, the naming conventions, what they talk about. Dimitri talks about the fucking Vietnam War, bro. And that points to, like, when this takes place as well. Because the fact that he's talking about, like, the way he talks about it is either very recent or ongoing, but like late into the war, right? Because he kind of talks about like how, like, okay, so at this point the protest for the war has to be going on, right? Because he's kind of like, now people are finally waking up, now people are finally knowing the horrors of war, right? So we can point to that being like later within the war. So when did like they first start broadcasting it, I wonder? I wonder what people's general opinion on that is, though. Like, how do people feel about the Vietnam War? Because, like, the thing is, like, I have not really heard people talk about it very much. Like, yeah, we have it as a history, and we have, like, the reasonings of why people went to war, right? And, like, the protests and stuff like that. But, like, if you ever just read more about it and research more about it, man, it's like everything I hear is so fucked up. Like, everyone is so fucked up. And it's like, yeah, the war is horrible. Like, I don't know. But I can't, like, I feel like the USA was in the wrong. Because they were just like, oh no, what if Vietnam falls to communism, and because communism, everyone else communism. Oh no. And it's kind of like a mix of that's none of like you shouldn't interfere with another country's like whole system if you don't understand them that much. Like, it's a mix of that, and also is that how that works? Like, okay, so like, I don't know, like, maybe because I am not a government official, but like, I don't think one country falling to a system is going to automatically mean everyone goes down. Like, sure, other countries who are maybe feeling instability around them, or countries that are closely associated with them, maybe they'll be more influenced to be like, okay, yeah, communism, right? But, like, I'm gonna be honest, I don't think it's gonna change much. Like, more likely than not, they just get a new system. And, like, they, like, find their way around that. Like, as they're figuring things out, sure, things will be incredibly unstable. But I highly doubt it's just gonna make all of Asia communist. I would say maybe, yeah, it will influence some countries. But all of them, like, I don't think, like, I don't know, like when I read it, I was kind of like, I guess when I was younger, when I was, like, in elementary and middle school, I was kind of like, I guess that makes sense, yeah, like, I'm easily influenced. But now I'm older, right? Like, and, like, once I, like, read more about it, like, okay, so, like, early middle school, right? But then, like, later in middle school, I read more about it, right? Or, like, more about just, in general, the war. And, in my opinion, I think it's kind of stupid just to assume, like, if you, like, how easy, like, what, okay, so I didn't read much about the domino theory much. Like, I read about the effects of the war and all the horrible shit that happened. Like, all the horrible shit that the USA did to Vietnam, and all the horrible shit that was done to the USA soldiers, alright? I read more about that, so I cannot say like if there's a good reason for why the domino like what makes the domino effect like genuine, right? Because to me it just sounds so fucking stupid. It's like, do you really think like a bunch of countries are just that easily influenced by like as someone who is Vietnamese, this is going to be a bit offensive to say, but we aren't powerful. We're like in the global scheme of things, we don't really mean much, don't we? Like it was like looking next to us, there's Korea and China. Aren't they more influential? Like, like aren't like I don't know. Like I'm like maybe we're a bit more powerful than like Laos or Cambodia, and they're like right next to us or something. But like so maybe we could have influenced them. But like I don't know. Like to me, it's kind of like, why did they think Vietnam would like affect so much? Like it just doesn't make sense to me. Like I just don't get it. Also, like to me, it was kind of weird to hear Dimitri talk about the Vietnam War as well, because it's kind of like, damn, this feels really weirdly historical and political all of a sudden. Like I remember when I got to that scene, I was like, huh, this was suddenly political. Like a bit modernly political almost, because it's like closer to like current day. So I was kind of like shocked. But like I do agree though. Like I don't think the war was necessary. Just kind of like, huh? Someone texted me. Oh hey, it's Buddy. Nice. Nah, I don't care. Not worth it. Okay, so with that just be a weird topic to all of a sudden ask, hey, what do you think about the Vietnam War? You're Vietnamese, right? Also, another thing is, in modern day, I think the thing most people talk about when they talk about the Vietnam War is kind of like the meme around it, right? Like how people, like so many soldiers, are traumatized by what happened. So whenever they bring it up, they're just like, "Oh my god, I'm having some Vietnam flashbacks right now." Whenever they're like saying, or like the guy looks like he's having some Vietnamese flashbacks or whatever, to like show like, oh, like the war fucked up a lot of people, and they're kind of making fun of like the PTSD and trauma of it, which is actually kind of fucked up if you think about. But like I think also that's another topic. Like the Vietnam War was kind of one of the first wars, I think, where things were much more documented and like shown to the world, right? Like how bad war is and what bad things people do for war. Um hmm. Should I ask? Hey, so what do you think about the Vietnam War? Nah, that's such a fucked up topic to like. It's just suddenly push on someone. So how's your work? Oh yeah, I was fine. That's great. So okay, so the things I've read, okay, so like the reason, like also a big reason why I do not like the war, and I think like it was just more so a negative on humanity and was not necessary, right? Like you guys like because like what the fuck was Vietnam doing? For them to like do all the things they did to Vietnam. Like I swear to God, the USA just wants to like commit fucking war all the time. Like when has this country been in peace? Are we at a point where we're currently not fighting people? Because I know like the last war we were in was like Afghanistan or something, right? Or the Middle East. I think we withdrew from there. I think we're like not in war. I think we're currently not in combat, but I don't remember because like I know Russia and Ukraine and like Israel and Palestine are fighting right now. I don't know if like the USA is involved in either of those. I think the USA is currently trying to develop a ceasefire for the second one, and I think Ukraine is being backed by the USA. But that's about it. Like I don't keep up with like nowadays world news and politics very well. I tend to just well, honestly, I just don't focus on that kind of thing. I don't know if I really should though. I don't feel it necessary in my opinion, or like necessary for me, because like I do not like partaking in politics and current world things, because to some degree it's like I rather just have my opinion and that be my opinion. And I don't like how if your opinion is different from someone else, they just automatically think you're stupid and cut you out. Uh like I get it to some degree, because like it's very serious. People take it very seriously, because to some degree it could be like it could completely change your way of life, and to some degree to some people it can ruin their lives if politics go a certain way. So I do get it, like why people take it so seriously, but I don't know. It's just so stressful. So I'm always behind because I don't like looking at the topics. And I know it's important, so I try to, but I don't like it too much. It's just a struggle. And then with like current world politics or like the world news, sometimes it's just like stressful, and like I don't feel like there's any gain in like researching it, right? Like what is the point in like researching like current wars, and then just like what can I do about it? Like hearing like fucking families dying and being separated, and like why am I blinking so much? I'm not even blinking. Crap, calm down. Am I blinking? Fuck. I think it's like okay, so it's like I'm at the edge of my webcam, so like whenever I am I blinking a lot? I don't know. What the fuck? You know, I'm bored. I'm just gonna ask him. Anyway, so continuing on. I'll wait for him to respond. Yeah, but anyways, war is stressful. I don't like war. I fucking hate talking, like, hearing about the horrific ways people die and all the suffering that happens when they're not dying. Be like so many, like, why the fuck is, like, rape so common within war? I just don't get it. It's so crazy. Am I gonna get demonetized for this? Because, like, all of these are pretty horrific topics, aren't they? Fuck. Do you think I'll get demonetized by talking about Vietnam? Surely not, right? It's been long enough. The past is in the past. Move on. How do, like, soldiers from the Vietnam War feel about Vietnamese people? Because there's a pretty high population of Vietnamese people, especially in, like, southern areas, I think. So I'm kind of curious, do soldiers who, like, if you introduce yourself and be like, oh, I'm Vietnamese, do they just, like, do they have flashbacks? It's just like looking at you, just knowing what you are. Do they feel like prejudiced against you, like people like you disgust me, kind of thing? I wonder. Like the thing is, it's kind of like obviously like I am not old enough to have been, you know, doing shit to people during the Vietnam War. I wasn't even born in Vietnam. Like I came, like my parents actually came to America because of the Vietnam War. Actually, they were on the U.S. side, so something. Because of that, I guess like My nose hurts. Because of that, like, they were granted, like some people were granted free citizenship if they like did well on the U.S. side or something, from what I know. And that's why my parents are here now. Yeah. But yeah, war sucks. I just rambled on about so many things. I'm so sorry, guys. You know, this is just, like, you know, this is like, if anyone watches this and like they're just like, wow, this got really political all of a sudden. That's how I felt about trade weights. Yeah, what a good stream. What a good streamer. I'm so great at this. I wonder if anything I said was controversial though, because it's like past events, right? I don't think it's like super controversial, especially since I'm somewhat involved. Somewhat. It's hard to say I am though. Like, oh, I have the same nationality. But on a side note, we have gotten no research done. We are fucking horrible at this. Great at conversation, bad at doing the one thing you're supposed to be doing. No wonder why I'm fucking. God. I breathed wrong and now my nose smells bloody. Why does that happen? Okay. Folklore. Oh yeah, Russian grammar. Baba Yaga's mentioned twice. Okay, in the grammar, Baba Yaga is mentioned twice, among other figures largely from Slavic tradition. The second of the two mentioned occurs within a list of Slavic gods, being next to the presumed equivalents in Roman mythology. Okay. Baba Yaga, however, appears in the third section with ideal equivalents, attesting to the perception of her uniqueness. Okay, typical attributes: a turning chicken, a legged hut, a mortal pestle, and or a mop or broom. Baba Yaga frequently bears the epithet bony leg. And then inside her dwelling, she may be found stretched out over, out over the stove. The Madam Tsar. Is that a story? In some tales, a trio of Baba Yagas appear as sisters, all sharing the same name. For example, the version of Madam Tsar. So that's another story. Let me see. Did I write that down? Because I feel like I would have. No, we did not. What is this? Okay, let's just add this on to another thing we can look into later. Hoi. Hoi. Ah, shit. Is there a way to paste it, like, without all that? Okay, let's see. No, unbold it, please. Please unbold yourself. I don't know how this works. 14? Okay, so it's it's a bit higher than 14. It's in between. 16? I think it's 16, right? What is this? 19? 19? This was 19? Are you bold? Unbold yourself. Okay, you know what? We'll just type it. We'll just type it by hand. That'll be easier. Ah! Okay, yay. You see? That's quicker and easier. The Frog Princess. That is the Snake Princess. Is that the same story? Because it mentions Koschei, the Deathless. So I wonder, is the Frog Princess and the Snake Princess the same thing? We might as well just add it in. I think that's fine. Baba Yaga from the movie Polish Legends Jaga. And then that's like the famous painting. From the fairy tale Vasilisa the Beautiful. So it seems like if we're gonna know more about Baba Yaga, Vasilisa the Beautiful is like the thing we should be looking for. Full text can be read here, here, and here. Some editions have been illustrated by Ivan Bilibin. I am so sorry. Okay, well, anyways, 404. Damn it. Okay. Here. So it seems like there are multiple translations. So which one should we read? How different can they be? Okay, what about this one? Vasilisa's Affair. It's quite a long story, actually. The Witch. I wonder if that's different. The Baba Yaga. What is this? The Water King and Vasilisa the Wise. Okay, so Russian fairy tales. Actually, this might be a really good place to start. But oh my god, is it long? About 400 pages? More like 500. Well, I mean, we got all night, I guess. Now, this is public domain, right? So the translation was released 2000 Gettysburg. Footnote. Content. So chapter 1 is introductory. Chapter 2 is mythological or something. Principal incarnations of evil. Chapter 3 is miscellaneous impersonations. Chapter 4 is magic and witchcraft. Chapter 5 is ghost stories. Chapter 7 is legends, I guess. Is that what it is? No. Okay, so here's the story list. Do they have Koschei the Deathless on here? I wonder. The fiend, the dead mother, the dead witch, the treasure, the cross surety, the awful drunkard? Fuck. The bad wife. Oh, that poor wife. Oh no. The Golovisha? Maybe I should take Russian lessons next. Is this what I want to do though? I don't know. I don't know how far I want to go with that. Or like how far I want to like research for this game, right? Because I want to make like a timeline video or like a timeline stream. And that's kind of like where I want to end things off. I don't exactly want to go too far deep into it. Like I don't want to be like, I don't want to know like everything and like, what's it called? Be like some kind of like, have like a good amount of knowledge, right? Because I feel like Maria. Koschei the Deathless. Oh yeah, it is here. Oh my god, this would have been a great place to be in reading before. Fuck. Koschei the Deathless. The Water Snake. The Baba Yaga, Vasilisa the Fair, the Witch, and the Sun Sister. The Witch Girl, the Headless Princess. Let's go to Maria. This one? Oh, I read this before. Okay. Okay, so I read this story. And so Koschei the Deathless is a different story. So we have more things we could add for Koschei, interestingly enough. With Baba Yaga, the feminine counterpart of Koschei and the snake, we shall deal presently, and the waters of life and death will find special notice somewhere else. Okay, so I think I know what I'm gonna do in a couple weeks. I have been fucking ignored. Not by the other guy. The guy kind of went offline. So but someone else. I messaged them. They're still online and they haven't texted me back. What the fuck? The bastard. I asked that like 5 hours ago. I mean, like, it's not like it really matters much. Honestly, it's kind of annoying if people like expect you to like respond right away. Cause like people have their own lives, so like I'm not actually mad. I just want to clarify. I'm not like I'm not like what clingy or whatever. I mean, I am, but only to people like I'm interested in or like. It's more so I just noticed that and I was like, what the fuck. The story of Immortal Koschei is one of very frequent occurrence, the different versions maintaining a unity of idea, but varying considerably in detail. And one of them, in while Koschei's part is played by a snake, the hero's sisters are carried off by their feathered admirers without his leave being asked, an omission for which the full analogy is afterwards made. In my stomach hurts. I think it's from like the Beef Boy shit. Okay, so this part seems to be more so an analysis of the story done by the author. As usual, all these stories are hard to understand, but one of the most important... Yeah. Would I be able to just like take a break for a bit? Hang on. I'll just put this in big, bold letters. Be right back. Must shit. I feel horrible. What the fuck was in that bowl? It's what I get for buying a $2 bowl. I thought because it had vegetables and beef and rice, it would be a great meal. Nutritious and healthy. And now I'm dying. Hang on. I got medicine. I'm running low on medicine. Oh shit. What Tum Tums taste the best? If I had people in the audience, I would pull them. Need to buy new Tum Tums. It's what I get for trying to buy cheap meals and being happy with my life. You gotta spend money on food. You work to eat and die. That's just how life is. I'm cold as hell. Okay. So for the most part, from what I could see, the myths, the myths themselves aren't very different from one another, or in terms of like how it's written, right? I don't know if this is like the one person who translated everything. In that case, like I guess that explains it. But I think there are multiple versions, so I'm gonna read these. Okay, so one thing is Koschei and Maria seem to have a big amount of importance, right? And we haven't seen Mario within the story so far. So I'm kind of curious about that. There's also another thing, which is how important is each of the or like more so, what is their folklore significance and equivalence within the story? Because we know Kurt is Koschei the Deathless, and we know Baba Yaga is Baba Yaga. And Karen is like has the same dress that Vasilisa the Beautiful wears, right? But unless Vasilisa is violent, I don't think Karen is her, right? Because it's like the way she's described, from what I remember and what I've seen myself, I do not think she's the kind of person who would just eat her friends. I don't know, guys. I don't think so. But I don't know. So for example, Vasilisa, I don't think her and Karen are gonna be like 1-to-1. I think it's just more like a reference, right? Like, or at least that's what I think so far. So for example, Renata, Dimitri, Gazella, how important are they to like the overall folklore, and like if they have any references to it? I don't think Dimitri has a lot of folklore significance, because like the tweet, right? The tweet where here. I mean, to be honest, they don't really say anything about folklore with this one, so it doesn't really mean much for the other characters. Because I thought what they said originally was that all the characters are a mix of well-established like tropes and also like folklore. That's what I thought they said originally, except Dimitri. But here it's just like they're a mix of like a bunch of different tropes and like design ideas. Well, Dimitri is more so directly inspired by something. Oh my god, he's so pretty. You know what? If things do not work out, if it turns out I'm just that bad at research and that stupid, you know what? Fuck it. I know. You know what we could do instead? Let's just make this a wall of Dimitri posts. I fucking love that man. If things get too hard, you know what? Fuck it. Let's just not even try. Ugh. My stomach feels better though. Tums are really great. You know, I love talking about tropes and stories and stuff like that. And I feel like my friend, he once told me that I should consider making more video essays. Like not as a way to shoo me away, because like people have told me that as a way to shoo me away before. Like why don't you just tell your thoughts to YouTube? Stop telling it to us. But he told me, I think that the way you think about stories is very unique, and not many other people would do it. Like not many people would try, right? I think you would do great in that kind of field, and there's definitely going to be people who would want to listen to you, especially like depending on the topic, right? So that's something I have considered. But personally speaking, I don't think I'm smart. Like I'm kind of just goofing off and like talking about my own feelings and thoughts about things, and I'm not like, so in terms of research, I'm not even trying that much. Like I'm bad at staying focused, especially if I'm on camera. I kind of thought that I would be able to focus more if I tell myself, oh yeah, this is a research stream, we need to do research. Like people aren't gonna really show up, so like don't even bother being like a good streamer. Don't even bother like talking too much. But in the end, that's not what I ended up doing. So like I know I definitely do better when I'm off stream. But even so, I don't even think I'm that smart, anyways. So I kind of like feel bad to some degree. Like I want to make like a full on video and do good at it, but I don't think I'm gonna be able to do that. I feel bad about that. Yeah. I wonder who Ivan is in the story. Because Ivan is the one who killed Koschei. I think in both versions. Because Ivan was the one who broke the egg that, like, kills Koschei. And not to mention, like, he burned Koschei when he was, like, rescuing Maria. So in, like, Koschei's story, he dies by Ivan. And, like, in Maria's story, he dies by Ivan as well. The water snake. What is the water snake relating to? Okay. Let's read this one out. We're gonna continue adding on to, like, Koschei. Wait, does that mean he dies twice? Because, like, Maria's story is also called The Death of Koschei the Deathless. And then we have this story, which is Koschei the Deathless. What is this? 112? From the Perm government? Is that what? Okay, on a side note, I'm gonna put this somewhere. So I can just copy and paste it whenever I need to go back, because, like, it has, like, all the stories I could just read. What is this, actually? I know it's, like, an organization, but I forgot what organization this is. Wait. Free ebooks. Okay. It's a volunteer effort to digitalize and archive cultural works, as well as encourage the creation and distribution of ebooks. It was founded in 1971 by an American writer, and it's the oldest digital library. So I don't think that necessarily means everything is public domain. But I do think its purpose is research. So at the very least, I guess I don't feel that bad about researching from there, hopefully. I do want to talk to groups and, like, people of the lore, and I want to, like, take notes that way. Like, I feel like if I had people who I can, like, sit down with and talk to about it, that will make things more interesting. We can get more information that way, because I am worried that just going to, like, the source and then looking at, like, random wikis is a really good way of looking at things, right? Because there's also what the thing is, like, ignoring the story, like, these are stories, right? I guess, like, these are, like, it's kind of like let's say the boogeyman or something. I like that. Like, isn't boogeyman and like Baba Yaga supposed to be like the same person, anyways? So let's say in America, the boogeyman had a book where everything originated from. That doesn't really necessarily tell you everything about is their cultural impact and also how like people see the boogeyman or whatever. I don't know. So I feel like there's so much I'm missing because it's I feel like reading the stories and then reading like the pages about them. I feel like there's just more that I'm missing, but I don't know. Because like it's a cultural thing as well. That's another thing. I feel like these kind of topics are very hard to talk about and also very interesting to talk about. So I do want to talk about it a little bit more. But I feel like for a studying stream, this is really bad. So I don't want like I'm trying to avoid talking too much, and like I got off topic way too often in this stream, anyways. Like, what progress have we made? What the fuck? This has not been filled out. We started this 70 minutes ago. This still hasn't been filled out. We suck. Oh yeah, Vasilisa the Fair. That's okay. So let's ignore everything and just go straight to Vasilisa and Baba Yaga. Let's go the Water King and Vasilisa. Oh, it's actually not even that far off. Okay, so let's wait. Wrong one. Wrong one. Up, 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 up. Let's go to Baba Yaga. Okay, so the Baba Yaga. Let's read out this story. What the? Oh, he texted me. Oh, I forgot about that. Once I have a good understanding of Baba Yaga and Koschei, I think that's gonna okay. So I like there's a lot going on, and like I don't want to watch MatPat's video in order to like know what's going on, and I don't want to go back to Alt Tab's video because it's like I already said like I think her video is correct or like at least 85% of it. I think there's some details that are wrong. Like I don't think Raspberry is like Koschei's daughter. I think because I kind of think that the events are more separate than that. And also I kind of like the idea of these stories having normal people just like unfortunately having to deal with like the supernatural to some degree. Like the protagonist from the second game is just a regular ass police officer trying to stop a warlord kind of. Warlord? Is Koschei more like maybe a international criminal, maybe? But like maybe not warlord. I don't think he's committed like war. Wait, he has committed war crimes. Fuck. Oh shit. Shit, he has committed war crimes. Okay, never mind. Does warlord count? Fuck. Like honestly, I think the protagonist like it like I don't disagree with the possibility she has cultural significance potentially tied to her or like folklore significance tied to her, especially since she's the protagonist. It just kind of makes sense, right? But I don't agree with her being Maria. And I don't agree with Raspberry being like their daughters or whatever. Because I think that like okay, so I don't remember exactly what Otab said. And I don't want to go back because like I said, I want to sort of be able to figure things out on my own before I like look at other sources. So I don't want to watch the game theory video again. And like I'm pretty sure the game theory video has pretty much everything covered. Okay, so I don't think I'm going to put it on the same page because I want this to stay folklore, right? Folklore. But we know for a fact that in terms of history, Holodomor or whatever has happened. And that the first game takes place in like Ukraine. Second game takes place in Germany, and we know based on the fact that The Sandman is a currently airing a kids show there, and that the fact that the Vietnam War either has happened or is happening, that places it in like the 1960s, if I remember correctly. I might be mixing up wars, and I'm sorry about that. But we know that if it's like a modern day issue that people are talking about, it has to be in during that time. Not to mention like things like what weapons are around. Like we saw like in the CGs, we could see like what types of guns are kind of used. Like Kurt holds like a pistol at one point. I'm not sure if it's a pistol. I don't know the different types of guns. I'm so sorry. I know nothing about guns. So apologies. But we know he holds like a certain type of gun. So that helps with like narrowing down the timeline. So all of that takes, so that points to that being around Germany, blah 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 blah, right? So those are all things we kind of have to look at, and that would theoretically be a bit easier because there's more sources and those are more definitive. Of course, like first person accounts would be useful as well, but because it's a world event, it's easier to kind of like look at things, if that makes sense. Like, so I feel like that would be a bit easier to deal with. Like, I do like history as well. Yay. I like the way he's drawn. He's so pretty. Oh, what was that? Oh my fucking god. I slightly touched, like, my headphones, and it just, it got knocked over a bit, and I didn't feel it. I just heard, like, the clanging, and I was like, what the? I'm not even playing the game, and the game is terrifying me. Fuck. Okay. So, let's read out Baba Yaga. I want to get a general good idea of what Baba Yaga is, and what her deal is, right? Huh? What? Oh, this. Just that? Damn. Damn, I would do all day for that. Well, not all day. It's only been 4 hours. Okay. That's actually really simple, so I don't really like that. Okay, a lot of uhs, huh? The thing is, there's like, what do we write about Baba Yaga? She's old, she's a witch, yeah, duh. She's an antagonist? Okay. How about I read out the story? Once upon a time, there was an old couple. The husband lost his wife and married again. But he had a daughter by the first marriage, a young girl, and she was no favor in the eyes of her evil stepmother, who used to beat her and consider how she could get her killed outright. What the fuck? Wow, the story is starting out. So messed up. Should I show this? Nah, I wouldn't. I'm sorry. I can't. Shit, sorry. Huh? What? Okay, so let's see. Currently reading. Shit. Um. One day the father went away somewhere or other, so the stepmother said to the daughter, "Go to your aunt, my sister, and ask her for a needle and thread to make you a shift." Now, that aunt was Baba Yaga. Damn. She really is trying to get her killed. What the fuck? Hmm. Um. we might end the research part of the stream. Because, like, I'm getting fucking nowhere, bro. Hang on, let me pull up Discord. Is my thing muted? I think I unmuted it. Yay. Okay. Yay. Okay. Hang on. I need to put on my headphones now. Okay. Do 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 do. Oh. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Nice. Okay. Welcome to the stream. So, let me explain to you what was going on in stream, and also let me just tell you how much of a failure this stream was. So this stream has been going on for 82 minutes, according to like what my thing says, right?
Mm-hmm.
And the point of the stream was, I like, you know how I said like, oh, let's play Cooking Companions and like Dread Weights. So there's a lot of backstory, I guess. Not backstory, but there's a lot of things that you can like you can play through the game without knowing any of this, but I kind of wanted to have like sort of two things going on, right? You who has no information on like I guess like like you know I guess the other information relating to the game, and then me who kind of already knows things because like I said I played it like before, and also what's it called? I've watched theory videos before, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I was doing some research and trying to read I'm trying to read all the like these books from like hundreds of years ago to get some information, but I've been able to read like one of them before I got like distracted and I just went off on like several different tangents. Like I went on a whole tangent about the Vietnam War instead. So if you look at my thing, I have like half a page of information. And this is part 2. This is the second stream I did for studying up on information. I am bad at studying.
I do not know why you do this to yourself.
What do you mean?
Mm-mm.
What do you mean? Am I not allowed to be bad at studying?
More like I don't know why you're studying.
Oh. I guess to me it's fun, right? Like I like talking about what a story is doing, if that makes sense. Um, hmm. Okay, like to me, it's kind of like I like talking about like the tropes that like a story does, or like some backing trivia of the story, what inspires it and stuff like that. What was the creator thinking when they did this and this and that? Like, you know, I like looking at like, you know, what did the creator think and what do I think, what is like the general like tropes that build the story, things like that. The folklore itself, I guess, is a little bit more out of my norm though, because this is like a whole different culture. Like I'm not very like I'm more in terms of folklore, I'm more familiar with Asian folklore, and this is Slavic, right? So Russian, Ukrainian, whatever, Serbian.
Slavic people.
Yeah, I know nothing. So this was so difficult, bro. I came in and I'm like, damn, I feel so stupid, and all I did was Google one word. But anyways, would you like to? Actually, no, that's spoilers. I can't tell you anything. Shit. Hmm. So, anyways, what do you think about the Vietnam War?
I honestly have no idea.
Yeah, me neither. I just don't like war. People need to stop dying, man. Makes me sad. Like, the only thing I know about the Vietnam War was this story I read in middle school, right? About how, like, US troops, they thought this one village apparently had, like, hidden soldiers, but it was just a normal village of normal people. And as punishment for these people possibly being from the north, they raped all the women.
Mm.
And that's kind of, like, the main thing I think about when I think about the Vietnam War. And it's kind of like, I don't like the USA because of that. It's kind of like, why do you gotta rape so many people? Why do you gotta do that? Wait, is this gonna get me demonetized? Shit, we need to change topics. You know what? Fuck war.
No idea. But yes, it's war, you know.
Yeah, war is war.
Always.
So the reason why I was talking about the Vietnam War is because the second game, one of the characters goes on a bit of a tangent about the war. Just like me, he's so like me, for real, for real. Oh my god, I knew I was right to fall in love. Anyways, continuing on from that, and I do want to make like a timeline of everything that happens, and theoretically the timeline is gonna be easier because history is much easier to research. I think. I will know when I get there. But the second game, one of the characters does mention the war, so we do know that the second game takes place around either the middle or end of the Vietnam War, something like that. It has to be relatively recent, so it could have ended, but it doesn't have to have ended, I guess. On a side note, how do you think we can play the game?
What do you mean?
Like, okay, so I have the game in my Steam, but there is a way I can give you the game, kinda. Not like give you the game, but like share it with you.
Mm-hmm.
If we set up like a family sharing thing on Steam, you can play any of the games in my library, I think. So theoretically, you can play Cooking Companions and Dreadweights, and then you get to be the one who experience everything and like interact with everything, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because I already experienced everything, so if
You
we'll feel
play it?
yeah, but I played it with like someone else, right? Like when
Oh.
it first came out.
Oh. Oh.
Hey, I literally said that at the beginning of the conversation. You know how I already played through the game and also know everything about the story? Yeah.
No, I did not hear that.
Damn. It's okay. You get to experience, and I will say nothing.
So I'm a second pick now.
What do you mean second pick? You're
Maybe
the
third.
no. You're the first person who I am streaming the game with.
What did the other person refuse?
The other person? No. It's more like, how do I say this? I want an outside perspective so I can see how people react if they know nothing about the general story, lore, and like shit, right? Basic. It's kind of like me, who's a visual novel fan, I will be very biased playing Doki Doki Literature Club. So if I bring an outside perspective, I get to see what like a non VN fan feels about it, right? Things like that.
But so you say, are you saying I don't like the end?
No, no, no. I'm just saying that as an example. I'm just saying like because you don't know like Slavic folklore and well like and you don't really know like what's going on within the story. I kind of want to see what you guess of the story and what you think is happening. And kind of just see like if not knowing a lot of things would either like change your perspective in a big way or if it will ruin your perspective like not ruin ruin your experience of it, I guess. Because I think cooking companions like I think you can generally get a good sense of the story and like come to a complete picture without knowing everything of like the background of what's going on. But I think with Dreadweights, like in my opinion, I think that's not gonna be what happens. Like the first person I guess I played with, they said, "Oh, it feels like this game relies on a lot more outside knowledge and like of cooking companions. Like you need to like have experienced the first game and like know what's going on. Otherwise, it's gonna be all confusing." What the hell was that? Oh, you texted me. Oh shit, that scared me. Hmm. I mean, to be fair, we're not doing anything. So I mean, I could just end stream right now. Like, what am I gonna do? Continue reading? Obviously not. I suck
Maybe
at
go
reading
study. Go study. What do you assume that I don't know Slavic folklore?
because it's kind of like everyone I talked to so far, they know nothing about it. Except it's also everywhere, so I have no idea actually. Did you know John Wick has a movie that is like referencing Slavic folklore?
Baba Yaga.
Yeah, Baba Yaga. Do you know anything
Well,
about Baba Yaga?
well, I know that in the movie it says the boogeyman, but
Mm.
in the real folklore, isn't Baba Yaga a witch?
Yeah, she's a witch.
Yeah, I know that.
Man, so complicated.
Hmm.
I think the thing is, I would have done better with research if I didn't turn on the like if I turn like start streaming, right? Because if I was silent and I was like I don't know, listening to music in the background and just like messing around more, like without talking so much, I think I would have
Maybe.
been focused more. But too bad, I cannot focus and stream at the same time. Let it be known there will never be any more studying streams, or if there are, they will be very bad at studying. So important streams where I have to, or important studying where I have to study will not be streamed. Yay!
Yeah.
Luckily, this is not really.
I mean, unless you are a professional study streamer.
Yeah, I guess so. One thing, one thing I was thinking about, right? Because hang on. So I was thinking, what if I meet up with some groups and like go to like libraries and stuff like that to get more information, like possibly primary sources and people who are more familiar with the culture itself, like live through the culture. If I can get more research from like groups and stuff like that, I might get better information, and I might be able to talk about it better, right? Cause so far um, I think who is it called? Um,
Mhm.
I think so far there's a lot of other people who have like a general good sense of what's going on and have done more like research than me.
Mhm.
And those people, I feel like they have like a good sense of the story already. So am a bit behind in that regard. But you know what no one has done so far? Give a full timeline story explanation. Most of the videos I've seen that are like good and stuff like that is what's it called? Theory videos. So maybe I can like do a full timeline video and like explain everything in detail, and then I'll be the first. I'll be special.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe.
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 Alright, I'm gonna end stream. I have made no
Bye.
progress and I've done nothing important. I'm gonna stop and take a break. Yay!
Yeah, showing that you are.
What? What was
Hmm?
that?
Nothing.
What was that?
Nothing.
You wanna say it again?
No.
No?
No, nothing. I didn't say anything.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Alright, ending stream. Arba. Or something. What does Arba mean?